How do you pass that job interview? Well, hey, keep watching here, and I'm going to show you some steps and some techniques that nobody else is doing, and that's the edge that you want. Did you get the job? Come on, tell me, did you get the job or you didn't get the job? Or wait. You're going to go to the interview and you're gonna nail it, aren't you? You're gonna get the job. Well, hold on a second. Before you go to that interview, let's get you prepared in a better way than most people are being prepared. Now, come on, if you get on the internet and you read everything that everybody else is reading about how to get the job, and you're doing the common things that most people are doing to get the job, okay, guess what? You're just the same as everybody else. And you're not gonna stand out. You're gonna be just like them. And when you're just like them, it's just gonna be another person to interview. But let's get you really ready at a deeper dive. Let's do a deeper dive here and really calibrate you on the inside. So when you show up to the interview, wow, you stand out. You just stand out, like they can't even forget you. They keep talking about you after you leave because it's like, man, there's something different with that person. But let's talk about calibration. Most people are trying to put up a front or be all prepared for their interview, but I'm gonna talk about how to calibrate deep on the inside. So let's check this out. First thing you gotta do to calibrate is work your life in getting it in order. Now, who would have thought that the condition of your bedroom, your closet, your sock drawer, your underwear drawer, your hangers, your clothes, that bedroom of yours, if it is messy or disorderly, you cannot show up to your interview at the highest level possible. All those personal items of yours are an attachment to you. And if you keep those things in a disorderly state, you're gonna show up to your interview and you can't be at that full 100% power of showing who you are and what you can deliver for that company. You're not gonna get the job. You're gonna be just like everybody else who doesn't pay attention to their personal things. So you gotta get your life in order. Clean your room, clean your closet up, clean the sock drawer, get rid of those extra socks, clean out all that stuff underneath your bed. Yeah, I'm serious. Before you go to your job interview, get yourself in order. As many things as you can put in order, the better. Because when your things are in order, you are in a higher level of order. And when you're in order, you give off a vibration or an energy about yourself that if they were to hire you, you would then put that office in order or that department in order or be the manager who can put things in order. Every person who's doing interviews is searching for somebody who can put things into order. It's not one of the questions on the interview, but it's one of their needs. And if you can meet their need by the feeling you give off, oh, your name's gonna be at the top of the list. But you gotta get your life in order. Clean your room, get your closets cleaned up, get rid of those shirts you don't wear, get rid of those socks you don't wear, get that stuff out from underneath your bed, get that stuff cleaned up. And the other thing is, with this one right here, you gotta also make sure your car or your vehicle is clean. Right? Get all those French fries out from underneath your seat or those extra apple cores or those pieces of paper, whatever it is, and those pens, clean up your car. Really clean up your car, because when you can take care of your personal things, it changes who you are. It changes how you are in the interview, and they'll notice. It'll make a big difference. And you'll be so glad you did, because you're gonna stand out in a big way. Okay, 20 people, it's called the 20 people rule. If you have not met 20 new people in the last 2 weeks, you are not in a condition to walk into an interview. Now, in this 20 people, what you got to do is you got to literally go out and find people you don't know and go and introduce yourself to them and then find out information about this person you just met. 20 people is going to calm you down, get you past your nervous state, get you past all that weird awkwardness of how do you shake someone's hand, how do you look them in the eye, how do you talk to people you don't know. You're going to wait until you get to the interview? Come on, seriously? You're gonna wait till you get to the interview and then try to meet somebody you don't know and think it's gonna go well? It's not gonna go well. Get out there, meet 20 people. And here's the secret behind this. 10 of them male, 10 of them female. Because either male or females intimidate you in some way. And if you can find people that intimidate you, even the better. Even the better. Is that even a word? Even the better. Let's say maybe you go up to where all the business people go to eat lunch, and go up there to, buy something for lunch, but stand in line with all these business people and meet those sharp dressed people. Find the people that intimidate you. Find the people that you would just never talk to, but meet 20 of them. I promise you'll walk into that interview so calm and so confident because you've already put yourself out there in front of 20 people that intimidate you. That's a game changer right there. And you'll walk into that interview and just really knock their socks off. Now, when they ask you questions in the interview, this is where people mess up. They give too long of answers, and they start wandering in their answers, and it shows you have like little to no self-control. Just so you know, the interviewer is also watching how you answer the questions. So be sure they're short and precise answers. And when you're short and precise, what happens is the interviewer who's interviewing you starts to realize that you can get to the point, answer the question, and you're ready for the next question. That also helps the interviewer know you can get the task done and you can move on to the next task. And it just shows you're a get her done kind of person. But be super careful you don't just wander off in big long answers. That is definitely a cross your name off the list move. Short, precise answers will get you the job. It'll get you higher in the job. Vibrancy. Vibrancy only comes from your soul deep down inside. So vibrancy, how do you get that vibrancy? Well, I'm going to suggest starting right now, you either start walking, biking, or bouncing. I know, it sounds funny, huh? But you're walking, biking, or bouncing. Like, what does that mean? Well, you go outside to walk so that you can get that nice little bounce in your step, right? Kind of tone up your leg muscles. Get your arms moving. Because somebody who's active is going to be hired more than somebody who's inactive. If you've been sitting on your bum, sitting at the computer, sitting on the couch, sitting at home, and now you're going to go out and get a job, you don't have vibrancy. So vibrancy is going to come from walking, biking, or bouncing. What is bouncing? You get one of those small little trampolines and you just bounce on the trampoline. It totally works your body and gets your energy moving inside of you. Because if you walk in there all stale and crusty, you are not going to get hired. Vibrancy matters. Biking, walking, and bouncing. Big deal, big deal. Last one, got to know your failures and own up to your failures, and got to know your successes. Somewhere in the interview, they're going to quiz you and they're going to say, hey, tell us one of your failures or where you messed up. And if you cannot come up with a failure, then that shows that you hide your failures. And when you hide your personal failures, it tells the interviewer that when something goes wrong in your job, you're not going to go to a manager, and that will cause you to get your name scratched off the list. But if you can call out failures like, oh yeah, here's a failure I had in my marriage, and this is how I fixed it. This is what I did, and this is how I fixed it. That's what they're looking for. They want to hear your failures and how you worked your way through that failure and how you recovered from it and fixed it. So talking about your failures is actually more impressive as long as you talk about how it happened, how you adjusted it, and how you overcame it. Way more important than successes. Because while you're working for them, there's going to be mistakes, there's going to be failures. They want to know that you can work through failures, fix the problem, and recover from the problem and never have that failure again. So if you don't know your failures, you're going to get cut from the list. And if you can't explain the failures and how you solve that failure, you're cut from the list. So write down your top 5 failures, how they happened, how you worked through them, and how you've changed since then. You're going to nail this job interview. This is good stuff. Now, you got to practice though. You can't just think about this and think you're going to make it. You got to practice. Okay, get the work done, get the job. Hey, what do you think? You're going to get that job interview, aren't you? You know you are. Hey, but check it out. You don't want to miss out what I have for you tomorrow. So click subscribe, ring the bell, and let's keep this good thing going.